Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is Pro, and you guys might be like, why are you guys showing me your desktop screen? And I'm gonna be like, well guys, this is something different. We are now gonna be converging our channel into two different sections. Like, think of going to a railway, and there's two different paths for the train. Now we're gonna have both of them coming off one track. We will have a gaming part of it and our computer parting, like technology and all that. I'm wanting to branch out and do that, so that's why I'm going to be doing it now, because that's what I like. But back to the topic, this video is all about Hackintosh. What is a Hackintosh? Well, a Hackintosh is like my laptop right here I'm recording on. I can turn it off and turn it back on, and I can boot right into 10.9 Mavericks, that is Mackintosh. And you can either do what I'm doing, running both, or just run straight Mackintosh. Alright guys, burp. Okay, so right off the bat, we're gonna look at Tony Mac x86. So if you guys are new to Hackintoshing, which you probably are if you're watching this video, this place will tell you about everything that's happening with updates with Apple, like the new 10.10 Yosemite, and they won't accept it right now. It's in beta, and they're not wanting to do any reviews or anything. But if you're wanting to look at a custom build of April 2014 or a custom Mac Nano, they're really good, and a lot of people do reviews on their own. Like if you're having troubles after a build, you can go to the build and then the installation, and then you can go to forums by going to articles. And if you have a laptop, they even have a specific one for a laptop. And you can, if you have any problems with like an infinity loop using Churma or the club, like anything like that, and then if you have a proper motherboard, you can go down to DSDT, which I'm not really sure but what it means, but it's something that your computer needs. If you have a gigabyte motherboard that has a socket of 775 or a socket 1155, you can go through all these different models. It should be on the top of your box right now, after your build and everything. And you will use installer, and you will be able to install Mac with all your all your kexts already pre-built into this. So as soon as you boot your computer up, it will automatically work with all the pre-built kexts. As well as you can go to guide, so you can do your 10.9 installation, or if you have an older Intel Pentium, you can use your 10.6 guide, or your guide beats or Clover guide. Clover is a different bootloader. It's for UEFI or EFI. It's so you can install alongside of Windows 8 pre-installed. So if you have OEM computer laptop, you'll use a Clover guide instead of using one of these guides, because these are for desktops or reinstallation of Windows. So if you're not having any data that you don't care about, go for an installation guide with Churma or Chameleon. I love them. For a custom builder, I'm just showing you this picture is because it's like a really nice motherboard that is compatible with Mavericks, and down with that one. And an Intel. For your processor, you want to use Intel, like an Intel CPU, because an AMD, they're not really supported by Tony Mac x86. Because they're not supported in a real Mac. So Tony Mac x86 uses everything that is compatible with a real Mac, and then combines it by installing it alongside. When you have an AMD processor, it's not common that you will find a kernel for it. Like, it's really uncommon that you'll find it, and it's like a slim to none chance that they'll update the kernel for the latest Mac. So you always want to go Intel, because Apple will usually use Intel as their main processor. As well as you can find them really cheap if you go to NCIX right here. And this is my next part. On NCIX, you will find an Asus. You can even go I'm just saying, if you're going to a store, don't do this. You can go in there and be like, I want a computer because I don't have enough money to custom build. So let's go in there and look for a brand new computer running everything that's going to be running that's proper Mac compatibility. You will not find proper Mac compatibility with a store-bought computer. And the reason why is because the price range is so out of everybody's league. It's not worth it. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, almost $909 from NCIX for an i5, 8 gigs of RAM, 1TB hard drive with a 620 GT 620 graphics card. That is so not worth it. This computer is maybe worth $500. It's not worth it. If you go to, like, they have some great deals. So let's just go into Intel i5. Let's see how much an i5 is on their website. And an i5 right off the bat is for 4670K unlocked, which means it's able to be overclocked at $250. That is a great bundle, and you can even get these ones, MSI processor and motherboard for $400. That is a great deal, as well as it's a 4670K as well, so it'd be unlocked as well. Or look at this, a 4430 quad core through $190 just for the processor. And you want to make sure the sockets are the same for your exact same motherboard. So if you have an MSI motherboard or a Gigabyte, make sure the sockets that will work with it. That's all I'm trying to say to you guys, is that a Hackintosh needs to have specific parts to make it run proper, and you got to set up your BIOS these certain ways. It's hard but easy. Like, I'll even show you guys one of the guides so I can show you what it's like. So the latest one is 10.9, that's out right now, it's non-beta. So right off the bat, you will need a Mac. So Unibeast overview, so this one's using Unibeast because that's what Tony Mac uses when he creates their utilities. So you'll need to download OS X Mavericks application from the App Store as well, prepare a Unibeast flash drive, install OS X Mavericks, but you will need to have a Mac to begin with. You can't download Mavericks, you can't install it on Unibeast on Windows. So you will need somebody or yourself that has another Mackintosh or a Hackintosh ready to be used after. You'll be having to create a partition as master boot record. That's the only way it'll register inside of an EFI computer. Or you can do it as a GUID partition table, which means it has an infinity amount of partitions allowed to be made on it, and which most computers using UEFI now will be accepting the partition table. So after that, you'll be opening up Unibeast after you download it off Tony Mac x86. You'll be combining your Mac App Store Mavericks, as well as it now supports 10.7 and 10.8. So what you'll do is you go to your beginning. After this, you'll open it up. You'll be clicking the continue button, and it'll come up with a security warning. Click OK, type your password in from sudo. You'll click on your USB drive and click on the App Store version of Mac you selected or downloaded. 10.9 is the way I would go because it's free as well as it runs a lot better. So if you have a socket 156 rating with matching hub, you want to use legacy USB port. If you don't, anything has a socket set of 1155, do not do it, or laptop. If you're using a laptop, you want to use laptop support because you are using PS2 support via your keyboard and your mouse pad. Well, that's the only way you'll be able to use it. So UEFI settings, you should be able to do that. Installing Mavericks, so you'll go through the setup, but when you get to the setup, you want to be able to click on Disk View Utilities and format your hard drive via Mac, you want to format it to your specific Mac OS X external extended journal. Once you get into it, everything should be running smooth but not perfect. So you'll be opening and running Multibeast is another utility they have, as well as they'll have all your kexts, as well as if you don't have any kexts, you might have to download them if they're not supported here, and install them via your DSDP that you can get off here, or custom make one of your own. I'll go through that as well on a different video. So if you have a Gigabyte motherboard, you want to go DSD free because they'll have all the specific kexts downloaded already, as well as you don't need to worry about your drivers, but you will need to worry about your bootloader. Make sure your current bootloader is selected as the latest, as well as you want to click customize, and it'll show up as a little listing right here. It will say SSDT. You want to click on your whatever Mac you want your thing to say. So if you want it as a Mac Pro 3.1, I would choose that because most desktops usually use it because most kexts will be supported in there, as well as drivers as Intel integrated graphics. And after that, you'll click on build, and then you'll click install. After that, you'll be able to restart your computer with a complete installation of Mac running fully able to be bootable without the USB drive. And it's that simple, but it will be a little bit less harder, I guess you could say, but I'm just saying I want to show you guys a video in my next episode of how to build and what to do. But if you guys are still interested in this, I will be posting a new video how I installed on my computer with a camera and via the inside of it, like going in through the desktop. I will be showing you how I installed Mac, and if you guys are wanting a copy of my DSDP of how I'm running it, I will link a description in that video as well, and I'll link Tony Mac x86 in my description right in this video, so you guys are able to check out some custom builds, learn a little bit more about what you're doing before you start. And if you're willing to do this, make sure you have time on your hands, especially summer's coming along, so I think you will be, as well as you will have problems. Like, you have to have patience. It won't run smooth for the couple of weeks you'll have it, or the next couple days. But now I've done it so many times, I'm able to get a Mac running in maybe 2-3 hours. It's because you need to do research on the stuff you buy, and if you're willing to buy a non-supported graphics card, you will have to be doing a little bit of coding, lots of coding, depending on how it's set up inside your Mac, so you'll be able to get it running perfectly. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay pro.